As you walk into Central Memorial Park, you're surrounded by greenery, a beautiful library, and water fountains. But as you make your way down the path, you begin to see a tall stone structure sticking out of the ground, and you realize that the gray marble, fit with inscriptions, elaborate carvings, spears, and messages, all make up the Calgary Cenotaph. The Calgary Cenotaph serves as a reminder for those who served during the First, Second, and Korean Wars, and is a symbol to commemorate those who gave the ultimate sacrifice but who have never returned home. After World War I concluded, Canadians across the country began to build cenotaphs to commemorate fallen soldiers, and Calgary was no exception. The cenotaph originally received funding by around 7,000 subscribers, which is more than enough to build the cenotaph and its modifications. Designed by the architectural firm of John M. Lyle, the cenotaph closely resembles the cenotaph in Whitehall, London. Many locations such as Riley Park and Mawada Armory were considered, but ultimately Central Park was chosen, being renamed to Central Memorial Park after the cenotaph was unveiled on November 11, 1928, the 10th anniversary of the armistice to end World War I. Over 10,000 Calgarians attended the unveiling, with 1,200 veterans participating in a march past, making it one of the biggest gatherings in the city's history at that time, and it was even known as the greatest outdoor service ever held in Western Canada by one newspaper. The cenotaph became well known across Canada, with the Calgary Herald posting a poem by Edna Jamieson from Victoria that is dedicated to the cenotaph. An excerpt of the poem is as follows. Still we keep faith with you who died in Flanders, sleeping side by side, while here, where quiet shadows run beneath the warm Alberta sun, a cenotaph your name will write in letters of eternal light. The eternal flame represents how, just like the flame, the memories of the soldiers will never be extinguished, and the great Canadian flag behind it serves as a reminder that Canada won't be the country it is today without their sacrifice. The benches around the cenotaph were later added in 1928, with messages that state how we should live our lives currently following their sacrifice. The first bench states how we should live our lives as nobly as they died, which is a great reminder for others to give back to their community, just like how the soldiers gave us the country in which we live in today. I think this is really important in the current world we live in. Every year, it's harder for people, especially youth, to appreciate the sacrifice that the soldiers have made for us since World War I and World War II seem like it happened so long ago. The second bench states to pass not in sorrow, but with pride. This is a positive message that reminds us not to mourn those who have fallen, but to instead be grateful for what they have done to us and to be proud to be a Canadian. I believe that the cenotaph also represents those who have fallen in more modern conflicts, such as in Afghanistan, United Nations peacekeeping operations, and in Ukraine. Today, Calgarians still gather around the cenotaph to commemorate all the soldiers who have fallen every November 11th, and although the cenotaph currently looks neglected, it is always cleaned and maintained before every Remembrance Day ceremony to show respect. Canadian war memorials today serve as powerful symbols of remembrance, honoring the sacrifices made by Canadian soldiers in different conflicts. The monuments don't just commemorate the fallen, they educate the public about Canada's rich military history and provide hope for the future. They remind us about the soldiers who have displayed courage, cooperation, and responsibility to the people in this country, and they influence us as Canadians to do the same for our countries as well. There's many more stories behind the other memorials within Central Memorial Park, and there are so many memorials that reside around Canada for us to explore, contemplate, and reflect on. The important thing is to never forget, and to continue on the legacy that these memorials serve as a reminder of.